All righty, guys, we are back. And before we even begin, happy April Fool's Day. Get over to shop.lolcowtcg.com. Use that code word alpha. Get 10% off. Right now, you can pre-order the Series 2 Lolcow trading card game cards. Just remember, guys, these are limited prints, so once they're gone, they are gone. And you are seeing some exclusive cards that have never been seen before or never been printed. Get the first-time Meat Man set. Get the Clownbo cards. Get the Kalo Dano cards. Get the Nightmare cards. Get the Chubby set. Get the Boogie Lynn Reed. Oh, wait, no, that was the last set. Anyways, and if you feel like it, get the Phantom set or get them all. Oh, yeah, get the Grim card or get them all. You can get them all in foil or non-foil or, heck, go the full boat and get them in both. That's shop.lolcowtcg.com. Code word alpha, 10% off. Don't miss out on these. Get the exclusive pre-order promo. Get all the cards today. Oh, wait, the Boogie Lynn Reed set is in this set. Anyways, get over there. Use that code word alpha. Let's get into the intro. Which I still got to make a new one.
Come along, little one. The night is young. Don't be afraid. Follow me. There's more to see.
Yeah. Welcome to the graveyard. LFU, stand up. It's the Alpha Royale, hosted by yours truly. Snails moving slow, but the talk still hit heavy. Shit talk at a snail's pace, still entertaining. Phantom on the mic, whole chat vibrating. Discuss the bullshit, show them based alpha takes. We don't just talk the stories, we make them base. Shit talk at a snail's pace, still entertaining. Snail gang rise, the whole crowd awaken. Discuss the bullshit, show them based alpha takes. We don't just break news, we reshape fates. Yeah. It's Phantom in the cockpit, based out for profit. Running LCU like a stock tip. Watch it, pay the boys gossip. I stay in the logic. Turn clown shows into alpha topics. Mic check, no filter, no gimmick. If it's drama, we spin it. Authentic, no clinic. They post, we roast and toast. No limit, even snails in the pit. No real when they're in it. Talk at a snail's pace, still entertaining. Phantom on the mic, whole chat vibrating. Discuss the bullshit, show them alpha base takes. We don't just talk the stories, we make them base. Shit talk at a snail's pace, still entertaining. Snail gang rise, the whole crowd awaken. Discuss the bullshit, show them based alpha takes. We don't just grave news, we reshape fates. It's the Alpha Royale, man.
What's going on, guys? It's Fanny G in the building, in the place to be. And I even got a special guest here. I got me some Amber Lynn Reed. Look at her sitting right there. She even brought her little doggy with her. You know, chilling, hanging out with the Arrowhead. But let's jump into the studio. Let's see who's there. Because let's be honest. I just got back in from the Dollar General. And I gotta see what's up with my co-host. What's going on, fam?
Hey.
Yeah. What's happening with you?
Did you see we had a special guest with us today?
Yeah, you better hide your snacks, brother.
I know, shit. I mean, I'm already missing a few off the desk here. Maybe I need to tell her, hey, quit eating my snacks, bitch. Quit eating my snacks. You supposed to be losing weight, not gaining weight. Shit. Anyways, how's y'all's day going? It is April Fool's. How are y'all doing today?
It's a good day. April Fool's, man. I don't trust nobody anyway. Fuck it.
Oh man, I know. Like usually every April Fool's, like I am looking forward to what are all the big internet scams out there and things of that nature. What did Google do this year? Because I mean, they've pulled some good ones over the years. They have done shit like turning Google Maps into Pac-Man, things along those lines. You've seen items that have been proposed as April Fool's Day jokes be actually turned into real products. So, did you guys fall for any April Fool's Day pranks today?
Just this launch into space.
Oh, really? That was
Some bullshit is what
I
it was.
don't think Artemis actually launched. I don't think anything dealing with space is real. I think the Earth is flat.
You think the Earth is flat?
Don't even with that flat
They
Earth
didn't launch into
bullshit.
space. They didn't launch into space.
Hold on now. Let's talk about this. Why do you think the Earth is flat, Big Murph?
You ever roll a ball down the street? It doesn't fall off the edge, does it? It just keeps on going.
Yeah, that's because we don't live on the edge.
I also don't think airplane travel is real. I think that's just a big simulation. I think they just put us in a big bus and it just keeps going
Damn,
at
bro.
really high speeds.
You should share some of them edibles, bro.
I know, right? Shit.
Yeah. So if airplanes are not real, you get on an airplane. Before you get on an airplane, you're in one place. You get on the airplane, you get off, and you're at a different place. How do you explain that?
Just going really fast.
But if it's not real,
On the
then it's not
ground.
traveling on the ground.
Yeah, it's not air travel. They're just letting you travel at high speeds over the ground.
But how?
Hey man, I don't understand speed or anything like that.
I see that dog again.
I know.
He want to say hello.
He's
See, he
he's
likes
pouting. He's pouting right now.
Oh, look, the cat's here. They're having a
Yeah,
meeting.
they're both dogs and cats living in harmony. Absolute pandemonium.
They came to tell Murph to be quiet. They said they don't want her to tell everybody that the Earth is flat.
No, but let's think about that for a second. I mean, truly, like, okay, so let's say your theory is 100% correct. They put us to sleep.
Not a theory, Phantom.
okay.
Hypothesis.
A hypothesis. They do the scan, and you know how they make you like do this? That's so they can inject you with special, things that make you hallucinate and think you're flying. How the hell are they missing buildings going that fast on the ground?
From the tunnels that they built to get you through these places super fast.
There's tunnels?
Believe that.
Yeah, like little tubes, like the mail stuff. Remember the old school mail delivery in offices where it's like
the pneumatic
the pressurized air?
And
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I'm gonna tell you something about tunnels because they do exist and there are tunnels for things because first off, the sewer systems in a lot of the cities are tunnel based. Okay, and underneath those is a second sewer system which are tunnel based. A lot of cities that were raised to the ground were just built over, so they exist underneath what we built. So they just kind of built the whole platform over what once was and left it there. So everything underneath is still a tunnel. There are homeless people that live there. There are cults that live there, and this is true and it's been proven.
Yes.
Especially in the big cities. And there are things there that go bump in the night, so to speak. And also one of the ones I want to talk about. Once upon a time, I used to work for Disney years and years and years ago. And people say there's tunnels underneath Disney. It's spooky. It's crazy. There are tunnels underneath Disney. A lot of them, and you can get to one side of the park to the other side of the park without seeing a single person, and that is with full size vehicles as well. So
I
yes,
have
tunnels
heard
do
that multiple times to the point that I knew it was real. They also,
it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, but for a long time people thought it was fake. But also, what was it? The Denver airport. There's apparently a whole city underneath the Denver airport. Now, they've proven that there are tunnels under there. But yeah, there's still mysterious goings on under the Denver International Airport. And then you got all the bunkers and tunnels that are built into mountains. It's just wild. It is just wild, to think how many underground structures there are that we all think are fake, and that are actually 100% real.
They are very real, and again, there are shelters underneath there for people who decided to abandon humanity, in terms of paying rent and mortgage and living with currency. They all decided to live there, and there's actually civilizations down there, that decided to break away. Especially there's some tunnel systems in the Las Vegas, Nevada area, where people
Hmm.
live underneath there. Like literally, there's homes and stuff there where they built it to stay off the grid. And it sucks, but it is what it is. And people try to say that it isn't there and it isn't true only because they don't want people to go down there and find out.
Yeah.
So, but if you know about it, don't go down there. It's very dangerous to people who don't know.
Well, who was it that I forget who it was. There was a big YouTuber that got into some major heat for going down into the tunnels, the homeless tunnels, they call them. And that is supposed to be the entrance to a lot of those secret society type structures. And they use the homeless people as a front, more as security than anything else.
Yeah, and that is true. It's literally true, and it's been proven. And my thing is, with sci-fi movies and movies in general, even books, any kind of media that tells a story, a lot of that shit is based on truth. A lot of it, more than you know, and that kind of begs to differ because how can you have different primitive civilizations, and they are on different continents, but they tell the same stories with no contact between the two nations? How do they have the same stories? The only thing I can tell you is it's true.
Very true. Yes. And Michael Friedman in the chat said, yes, the elites in New York City well, I wouldn't say connecting the synagogues, but there are
No, that's
known
true.
No, that's true.
That's true. That was
connecting the
found.
synagogues.
That was proven.
Yes,
Yes,
that was
that was
proven.
proven.
In a court of law, it was
Yeah,
fucking
that was
proven.
proven.
Oh, shit. I didn't know.
And when
I
the city came in to ixnay that shit, they
That's
fucking fought the police.
right. Yes. Yes. Now
You
I
had
remember
Hasidic
that. Yeah.
Jews out in the street fighting the fucking NYPD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Makes you
And
think.
yeah, and I mean, for the longest time, it was always the question of what was going on in the data center in the downtown of New York City, that big concrete building with no windows or anything. It's supposed to be like an NSA, CIA cover up, but it's supposed to connect to all the tunnels and all the other major buildings because, as stated, they are able to get around without being seen. The elite, the freaking the celebrities, and the businessmen of the world.
Yeah. And if you think about it, a couple years ago, Elon Musk was all like, yeah, we should build a tunnel system so people can get to and fro and avoid the traffic on the West Coast. Where do you think that idea came from? Think about it.
True, I didn't think about it like that.
I mean, we know that there's tunnels underneath DC,
hmm
and they were planned specifically for, Senate, Congress, and the President of the United States, and along with elite staff there, so that if there was ever a nuclear fallout,
Yep. Everybody
instantly
gets
into
moved
the
there.
tunnels. Yep, into the tunnels,
hmm
and who knows how far and long they are. I know here in the city, we had an issue with some underground tunnels because back in the day, for a while, the whole idea is like during the winter, just walk through the tunnels. So the city had built a few underground tunnels to get from one street to the next, and it would go on for a few blocks. Well, after the financial ruins of the city, these tunnels went on maintenance, and so there's no upkeep. So of course, homeless people are going to like start congregating in them, and that's been a big issue, is uh basements, tunnels, homeless people congregating underneath them. And also fucking human trafficking too.
Yep.
Uh, this city is a big port for human trafficking. We're near Canada. We have a big international airport. We have lakes and rivers that eventually lead out to the sea and out to the Hudson Bay and shit like that. So these tunnels are an issue. So if
That
you see a
actually,
tunnel and somebody's telling you to go through it, don't do it.
well, that's actually something that I was actually surprised of when I went to Detroit for a client meeting. I didn't realize how close to Canada technically that there was a bridge, and literally you're in Canada. Because you don't think about it. You think, Michigan's right there. You're surrounded by the Great Lakes. You don't think about, that it's literally just on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah,
What are
I
you
mean, you
drinking,
can
bro?
go halfway through the river and you're in Canada, technically.
Ghost Welch's Cran Grape.
Bro, just drink water. It's more healthy.
Right. What?
The fuck? Ghost?
I,
Phantom, you gotta have
Cranberry
some
Welch's?
water.
yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you something. I love me some cranberry juice,
That's the old
and
man in you.
hey, you know what? It's actually good for you, and it cleans out your pipes too. Just saying. But I also like grape juice, and cran grape and cran pineapple were two of my favorites. And trying to find one that doesn't have a huge amount of sugar is amazing. If you can find something that emulates that flavor, but gives you zero of the sugars,
Water
that's all that
flavoring.
matters.
Jelly Bean says, "Why are you wearing a do-rag, Phantom?"
Because I'm Fanny G.
Yeah, I heard it here first. That's Fanny G.
Yeah. Yeah, I came out of retirement. I came
So,
out of retirement.
but to keep it on par, talking about the weird shit. I'm sorry in the chat if you don't want to, but I'm curious about the weird shit. We know that there's tunnels. How do you
hmm
guys feel about the ocean? People are saying that we're always trying to go up, but a lot of the ocean has not been explored. What are your
I don't want
thoughts on that?
anything to do with the ocean. Don't take me to the ocean. I don't want to go swimming in the ocean. I don't want to be in a boat in the ocean. I don't want nothing to do with the ocean. The
Why?
ocean is demonic.
Quote demonic. Why?
It is demonic. There are things in that water that we haven't discovered. All
That's
these
a lot of
all
things.
these deep water fish dying and coming up to the surface, send them back. All
They
right?
float when they die.
Send
So,
them back. I don't want to
so,
fucking see them creatures.
so let me
The
ask.
ocean is fucking scary.
Let me ask you this question: do you think mermaids are real, or do you think Keem has a thing for something that's non-existent? What do you think?
Hmm. I think if mermaids were real, they aren't going to be like this sexy, hot, like seductress. I think they're going to be grotesque, nasty ass creatures. I think they're going to be villains, murderous. That's what I think.
All
Now,
right.
thinking of that,
M- my
um,
head was sweating. I got to take it off.
sailor history, okay, like history from people who sailed the seven seas back in the day. They all talked about sirens and strange things who sung strange lullabies to get the attention of men to crash their ships and abandon their ships to join the water with them. Do you
Yes.
think that there's no truth in that? I think there's truth in that. What do you think?
No, I definitely think there's truth in that.
Well, and on
Mhm.
top of that, think about it. You've got at least two missing societies that have been purportedly n- uh, m- basically disappeared underwater. You've got only about 10% that's been explored. We know some parts of the ocean go further down than is humanly possible to actually reach, like humanly possible. There is so much that we don't even know is out there. You know, Mew disappeared, Atlantis disappeared.
At Mesa 2311 super chatted $10. Phantom, you look like you aged 30 years from that dusty ass scallywag. Figure it out, dude.
I look older.
trying.
I think it's because I got actual sun. Like I took a picture at one point, or no, I was sitting out on the back porch talking to my kid and on FaceTime, and he's like, "Dad, you look really tan." And I was like, "I've been out in the sun most of the last 2 weeks." And I was like, "Do I really?" You know, and I do. I did get a little bit of extra color. So I probably don't need the extra color filter at the moment, but I do still look a little white, you know. But thank you, Mazer. I'm glad I'm looking old as fuck. That I've been tired. I am tired. I am tired. I am tired. So
Take a
I
nap,
probably did
man.
age 30 years.
Let me ask what's the directives on the grays today?
Oh, what do you guys think? 20? 20 sounds good. I
Free
like
grays.
that.
I'm sure they wanna partake in this conversation that we're having. You know, because this is some crazy shit that we're talking about, and I like crazy shit. So, still on topic about the ocean. Someone in the chat said that there has to be more aliens out there or more humanoid beings out there. We can't be the only ones. I agree with that. But I don't think that there are other aliens on this world. I think that humans are aliens. Why is it that we don't resemble anything on this planet? And before you say monkeys and gorillas, let's be real. That's like fucking a fucking thing like that, bro. Come on.
No. I think you're right. Look, there are known hotspots. I will say I'm an avid watcher and listener of the Y-Files, and you know, while you do have to take some of those stories with a grain of salt, like there are stories about alien bases and things like that in the Grand Canyon, in Mount Shasta, California, up in the mountains of Alaska, you know. So when you listen to that and you find out, like, the government, as soon as somebody says, "Oh, hey, I found this big structure with all these people in it and blah 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 blah," and then all of a sudden the government comes in, shuts it the fuck down, and won't let anybody in. You know, it's kind of interesting. And Alora Mickelson, welcome to Ban World.
Welcome to bed. Bro. So yeah, the government, it's their job to keep the peace, so to speak. So a lot of the stuff that people discover and they go to talk about, it kind of gets silenced. And that's why there's always a new pony in social media to distract you. You know, remember when they said, yeah, aliens are real, we have documented proof and we're going to release the files. And oh, they just told you that to shut you up. And then they hit you with the okie doke and give you some other bullshit. It's always a bait and switch, you know? But in the terms of aliens, they do exist. There's a lot of things out there like the Arctic shelf you talked about. Of course, in the ocean, I believe that aliens do exist down there. They're probably just vibing down there. They're probably smoking weed or something. We don't know. But we're not the only ones, bro.
No, we're definitely not. I think in terms of like humanoids and evolution, I think that is a little bit more based in reality than anything else, because if you look at just how humans evolved over time, we killed off the Neanderthals, right? And we killed everything that also existed at that time too, to be top dog, to be number one on the food chain. So I think it only makes sense that at some point we also wiped out other humanoid species. You know, whether it was like the missing link between us and primates. So I do think that there once existed humanoids, but not anymore. So, but again, you know, they're finding more and more evidence that there were civilizations much more older than what they expected. Um, so I don't know. It's hard to imagine. But now that technology is developing and we have more infrared technology, more flyover drones that are high tech that can map out things for us, I think we're going to be able to find older civilization ruins in things like the Amazon, the forest of Thailand, you know, in Nepal. And I think so, like, all right, do you guys know about Tibet? Like, and how like China took it over and why? I think that I think that there is some crazy shit in Tibet that the Chinese government has a handle over that the US government can't get to. And that's why the US is so against fucking China. It's not because of communism. We know we can look at the Chinese economy and we can tell that that is not a communist state. So what is it that they fucking have? If anything, weird, bizarre, ancient alien technology that's living in Tibet right now. So I think that's what's going on.
Hey, Powerpuff U 2013, thanks for the $2. Says, breaking news. Fupa says she got what she wanted and she
Right
quit.
now, Phantom's gonna be fucking distracted. His
Mhm.
eyes glazed over.
No.
God damn.
Mr. Moonlight said he's watching
No.
Bus currently.
How am I watching
He was
Bus?
watching it yesterday too. He was watching it yesterday
Mhm.
too.
No, actually, I
Phantom,
wasn't. I was
don't lie to
here
us.
in the studio talking to y'all guys.
You better
So,
be. You better be. Also,
yeah,
someone in the chat brought up.
and who cares? I mean, she says she quit, you know, and she left the server. I'll believe it when I see it, and you know, who
Well,
cares?
it's a W
She
for
has
you,
been
my boy.
making up stories since the beginning. She has been making up a lot of accusations. There's plenty of stuff that I could leak. There's plenty of stuff I could make up. There's plenty of stuff that, you know, are, that I am being respectful and keeping behind
Fuck it,
closed
do it. Let
doors.
it go. Fuck it. Fuck it. Go hard
No,
in the
because
paint. Let that shit loose.
I could, but it's petty.
Do it
It makes me look like I'm out for revenge. I don't need to, because every time I
Revenge.
say
Fuck it.
something, it gets spun in a different direction. So you know what? I'm doing my show. I'm doing what I need to do, and I can see Fupa in the reflection of Phantom's glasses. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see her in the reflection of my glass.
That's a good ass view. Where you are?
Yeah,
4K
yeah.
TV?
So,
But
and
but
Hugh,
staying to the topic at hand.
that is hilarious. Thank you. There's plenty I could say, but I don't need to.
Yeah,
Anyways,
sticking to the
now
topic
what do
at
you
hand,
guys think about, you know, there's a lot of rumors that go around about, you know, Mew and Atlantis, you know, the Mews and the Atlanteans being in this great technological war outside of, you know, and that's what led to their downfall within their societies. They were so advanced, and that some of these aliens that have been stated to have come here were actually granted these societies this advanced technology, and they got so fucked up in the head, they went to war, obliterated each other, and then the aliens came back and made sure to remove a lot of that technology. And basically, the reason we hear about seeing them again is because they're coming back to check to make sure we haven't found anything that was left behind.
I can stand behind that because a lot of literature says that the human race is going towards that same end, where we're going to destroy ourselves with war and technology. So I can see that being something that ended their actual, civilizations. And someone in the chat said that aliens don't have to be physical either. So what if they're corporeal?
Ooh.
You know, what about, when people say they're possessed, or what about when you see people, being exercised? You know, could
Well,
that be anything?
there is a theory that it is that aliens could very much well be psychic phenomenon. Um Whether it is our collective consciousness as a group that is causing us to see UFOs and aliens, or they are just beings from another dimension that can pierce the veil that we haven't been able to yet. And they're all like metaphysical and things like that. And the tic tacs, the weird orbs that we see in flight that have been captured by military, that's just how they present themselves in a way that they are visible to us. But other than that, they are like formless, lifeless, psychic beings that just fucking exist.
Yeah, and that's their way of kind of revealing themselves to us without breaking our fragile psyche.
Yeah.
Trying to, they don't want to blow our brains up by presenting themselves to us as they are. So they're just using constructs to be able to let us see them as we see them.
Yeah.
So
Or in a
like,
way that's safe for us to see us without breaking our consciousness. Because I mean, imagine how scary it would be to see a three-eyed motherfucker just staring at you after he picked you up off of Route 66. Wouldn't it be easier for you to see him as a tall white guy with long hair? Funny Swedish accent? Wouldn't that be easier to digest?
well, that makes sense because the Marfalites are a the Marfalites are well known and well documented, and people have been filming them for years. And they people claim that it's aliens or spirits or this or that. Um, the funny part is it could be nothing more than the reflection of headlights from the nearby highway or something else going on. I've seen so many theories about that, but I never thought about it like the way Big Murph said. Like the way Big Murph puts it, it's like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. They we can't understand their true nature. We can't understand our brains can't process their true figure. So why not give it to us in a way that we can understand it? And catching up, let's see. Poke Gaga with the 4.99 said, y'all should get Jaffe's opinion on aliens. He doesn't want to just hop in though. I mean, everybody knows that.
Hey, he's welcome.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, there's so many theories out there, and I fail to. I fail to believe that we are the only intelligent life in the greater wild world out there.
That's ego. Here it is, a world leader probably met with someone from another, race of beings who were more advanced to us, and they decided to keep it from the public because they don't want the public to think we are inferior to another race. So they kept it hidden. It could be a lot of things that go behind that. It's a bunch of human flaw that leads to that. And Jaffe, if you're watching, you're more than welcome to come in. You never need an invitation, bro. You can pop in whenever you want. No, for real. But it's a lot of things that go into it, and I'm very interested in the whole corporeal thing. I think if I'm just saying the word, with these whole people being possessed and things like that, that could really be a theory.
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead, Phantom.
No,
I
go
was just gonna
ahead.
say, I was just gonna say, like, as someone who grew up Catholic, like, um, I make a lot of jokes about like, oh, it's Lent, God bless or whatever. I don't practice anymore. I think organized religion has really caused a lot of damage to society and to a lot of different communities, especially here in America, but I'm never going to judge somebody for being a part of an organized religion. But as someone who grew up Catholic, um, demons, evil spirits, demonology is a big part of Catholicism. And why wouldn't a demon be considered an extraterrestrial, right? And that's kind of what we see in our US government right now. A lot of the top military generals and elites are evangelical Christians who do believe that the UFO phenomenon, the alien phenomenon, is demonic in its essence. And that is one of the reasons why we are not currently getting disclosure and why disclosure has been pushed back and pushed back more and more. It's because these evangelical Christians that are within our government just believe that it's demonic, and if you give it the time of day, if you recognize it, if you give it the energy to be to like live or manifest itself, it will. And so that's one of the reasons why we're not seeing disclosure. But I also think it makes sense to see aliens this way too, because how else can you explain a demon possession? You know, someone levitating off the ground as like a giant beam of light shoots down on them. Who else How else would you explain that but as something evil and demonic taking over that person?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Michael says, in ancient Celtic practices, demons aren't always negative, though, which he finds interesting. I think a lot of things are not really truly negative. I think that people find out about it and they put their narrative about it and kind of spin it to be negative or positive. You know,
Yeah.
um, word of mouth is very strong, especially in the human race and even before technology. You can just be somewhere and just the common practice is, oh, this is bad, so you're just gonna go with it because you don't want to risk being ostracized. Also,
True.
people in the chat are very disturbed behind that thing behind you, bro, and they said you need to burn it on stream. I agree.
Yeah, that was part of the April Fool's Day joke. No, these were supposed to show up for Fat Camp and didn't show up until afterwards. And so I figured for April Fool's Day, you have Amber Lynn right here with us. Um, but yeah, that's all. Uh, you know, I will say there are some real big old haters in the chat. But
No, you need to burn that thing. That thing's fucking horrible.
I know. Oh, oop.
It's very
And that
round.
it is. It has to have its own
What is it, heavy?
stand.
Why do you keep dropping
Top
it?
It is heavy.
It's fucking
It's
top
heavy.
heavy.
It's fucking awkward. It came with its own ass stand. It like, I don't know. I put it up there. I was like, Jesus, this thing is huge. Anyways,
That thing's
that
fucking huge.
that was the joke. So, yeah. So, anyways,
They
no,
want you to burn it. You have to burn it now. You have to burn it. It's just a thing,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Remember, goal.
That
Goal, no
sounds
goal. Burn
like
that some bitch.
a good idea. Or if we get to like $100, we'll go ahead and burn the motherfucker. Seeing as I can actually get up and like throw my camera to a different camera, type. Well, maybe
Yeah, well, then
I don't
there
know.
you
We'll
go.
figure it
Then,
out.
no,
We'll find
it's a
a
very
way.
interesting
We
idea.
will find a way. Because I can't burn it on my desk. That would be
Yeah,
irresponsible.
you
of
don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do
So,
that. But yeah,
uh,
this is a very, very strange and interesting April Fool's Day topic, and I'm kind of digging it. I like this kind of stuff. Now, let's go ahead and
Chop
stay on topic
Suey.
if you don't.
Hold on, Biggs. Chop Suey said, "Damn, you can't carry Amber."
Well, yeah. I mean,
I
I
mean,
mean,
could any of us? I think it would take all three of us plus another three people. So
no, I don't think we can. Do we want to? No, I don't think so. No. What are we doing? That shit, y'all. Bringing that into this conversation. We're talking about shit, man. Serious shit. We don't want to talk about her.
well, Rocky, hold on. Rocky, you have been on one for 3 days. We've put up with it for 3 days. You can take a little break. You can take a break for a day. Come back tomorrow
Oh,
because no, it's getting to be too much. Nothing that we do, nothing, she's got a fucking hate boner. She can take a 24-hour timeout. She can come back tomorrow. That's plain and simple. We haven't been able to make the emotes yet. People do have lives. We're going to get it done. It was brought up yesterday. It doesn't just snap your fingers and it's done.
You just
So,
Thanos snap Rocky out of existence. Hi,
for
Rocky.
24 hours, it's a timeout. She can come back tomorrow.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, brother.
You know what? At this point, look, here's my point about this, and I'm getting real fucking sick and tired of it. I'm getting sick and tired of people telling me what I should or shouldn't be doing. I'm getting tired of people telling me how to deal with my own personal situations, how to run the channel. You know what? You guys are in the chat. That's fine. But when I'm being told, oh, the thumbnail is fucked up. You need to do something about it. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. You know what? If you are that much of a hateful bitch, take your fucking hate someplace else because we don't need it here. You're just sitting there trying to derail the show. And guess what? You're not going to derail the show. We're going to continue moving on. Anyways, you had another topic, Biggs.
Yeah, but before we do, you did bring up that thumbnail where you kind of made me really fat and short. I'm actually 6'3".
Actually,
I demand to be tall. I demand to be tall.
So how I do my thumbnails is basically I take actual representative pictures. I take our pictures and basically I tell it how to style it. I can't tell it how to make you look or anything like that. I didn't say make this person taller than this person and shorter than this person. I don't have any fucking control over that. But I will. I will. From now on, I'll be like, take attached image Biggs.jpg and make him taller.
I demand to be taller. But I think a lot of me is really thinking a lot of this alien shit. It has to do with what's going on in the oceans. Because none of the sea life looks like anything that we ever seen, bro. Like, what the fuck is an octopus, bro? Like,
dude, I know. It's a cephalopod. It is a cephalopod.
We don't see any of that anywhere on the planet except for there.
I mean, you see squid.
Yeah, but it's just like a cousin, though. It's like I demand more.
Demand more of what?
I need to know because I think that a lot of the marine life are aliens. I think so, bro. I think there's a whole. No, hear me out though. Hear me out. I kind of think there's a whole civilization under there. It goes back to Atlantis. There's a lot of truth in that. We don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's circumstance or happenstance. But I think that there's a lot of truth in that. And, I think that there is a society down there. And I think that it is somewhere where it is humanly impossible for us to access.
Okay. So do you think it's more like the abyss where, it's an alien civilization specifically living in like the Mariana Trench and stuff like that, where it's to
Possibly.
it, or do you think it's secret societies that have evolved and they're actually out there where we can physically find them, but they have advanced technology so much that we technically could not see them?
Yeah, it's like cloaking. Like again, that's something that is inside of pop culture and sci-fi where people have cloaking devices. Where maybe that lies in truth. Maybe they are there just below the surface and we can't see them. You know, think about that. And also, I just want to say, dolphins are too smart to be fucking fish.
Well, they're
Dude,
not fish,
dolphins
they're
are,
mammals.
yeah, they
Exactly.
are. Dolphins are
Yeah.
ungodly smart. It's ridiculous.
Dolphins are the original mermaids, bro. That's why they always be trying to bang females. It's been proven. It's been in the news where they try to bang females.
They do.
It's true.
And they can smell the
They're mermaids.
pheromones and things like that.
Which is why I will never swim with dolphins. Don't
Me
ask me.
either.
I
I
don't
can't
fucking
swim. I
care
told you
about.
that shit.
Listen, I don't care about Flipper. Don't say, "Oh, go get a photo with Flipper." I want nothing to do with a fucking dolphin. They do shit for fun.
Okay. So now, question. How do you feel about dolphin safe tuna and the tuna nets? I mean, Biggs will remember this. That used to be the biggest freaking uproar. Oh my God, the dolphins are getting stuck in the tuna nets and they're getting, oh, the poor dolphins. They're so smart. Yeah. Chop Suey said it right. Dolphins are gangbang grapers. They are.
Yeah, they are.
It is a
They are.
proven scientific
fucking are.
fact.
It's literally truth. And there's a lot of things that are unexplained and just put off as happenstance or put off as jokes, but it's a lot of truth in this shit that we seeing, bro. And yeah, we talking about it on some funny shit, but truthfully be told, bro, it's some truth to it. And like, let's talk about the megalodon. What kind of a fucking proof do we have that this giant fish doesn't exist anymore?
I mean,
None. And
none.
no, we don't have any. And how did we actually know what it looks like?
And how are we still finding new fish species and species underwater after all these years? Because there's no way that we could possibly have studied the entire ocean and every single piece of wildlife under there, Because there's
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why haven't we been back to the moon?
So
A lack of interest, but majority has been a lack of funding. There's also talk internationally that like the moon can't be owned or colonized by any one country because it's not on Earth and it's not like colonizable. So there's like a lot of international debate on like who gets priority over the moon and who doesn't.
I thought it was who landed there first discovered it.
I
yeah,
don't think so.
but technically, I mean, yeah, whoever lands there first, if you use the old colonization rules, kind of like when people came over to the New World, they colonized, the United States and things like that. Oh, the first person to set their flag down. Let's be honest. I mean, the moon's been there for, whoever first saw it could technically say, oh, I own that now. Back in, biblical times, and I mean, I don't think you could ever put true claim to ownership of the moon because it is a separate entity and then the fact that everybody has the ability to go there. And I think that what it'll come down to, whoever first sets up an actual working colony there will argue that they own the rights.
Okay. And also before I go any further,
There's no
Chop Suey.
oil on the moon, so America doesn't want it.
There you go. And even if there
Ah!
was, how could they transport it? You're right, but that's a whole other story. Chop Suey, I think that launch that was today. I think it was a hoax. I think it was April Fool's Day. I didn't hear anything else other than you know
It launched. We watched the
it,
It
live
it
did.
did.
stream of it. Yeah.
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
at work today. I suck. I don't have free time. Um,
Well, and they
but
say that mission. Oh, I'm sorry, Biggs. Go ahead.
and another thing is why is there so much interest in Mars as a planet? Is it because it resembles Earth, climate
Uh,
wise?
no, it's because out of all the planets, it's the closest one to us that we could uh
Have it.
create a
Hmm.
habitat on, and probably terraform to like a second Earth.
Murph, I
Yeah.
love your brain. You know that? I fucking love your brain. You're awesome.
And she is
You
spot
should watch
on.
a show on Amazon. It's called The Expanse, and it's so fucking good. So
Yes.
then
The
you know
Expanse
about
is
the
really
Martians versus
good.
the
Oh yeah.
Earthlings.
That
I
is
do.
one of the
And,
shows that actually has been on my bucket list of things that I need to
well, The Expanse
watch.
is really good. It's really
Yeah,
good.
I've heard
Um,
great things, but I mean, I've been interested in space for years, okay? Mercury, I always knew, too close, you're going to burn up. Venus, Venus is the most mysterious being, it's just basically poison gas, and is going to kill you right away,
they
and then
did,
you
Chop Suey. They did. They did discover water on Mars. I remember
They
reading that.
did. They did. Small pockets of frozen water, or at least there were frozen water. So, yeah, Mars is an interesting place because, it is a solid planet. I mean, there's still debate whether or not the moon is actually hollow.
I heard
So,
about that. I did hear about that, but I don't think that it's hollow per se. But I don't understand a lot of space travel. Um, because I kind of I would think that after what happened in the 60s or 70s or wherever the fuck they was when they went to the moon the first time, I'm just very shocked that we've never went back. Human greed is a very powerful thing. And if there was some kind of reason to go back there, I think we would have been there by now. And I think you guys hit it on the head. Where no one can claim it as their own, so nobody wants to go there, and there's no resources that we can mine, that we know of anyway. But I'm just very shocked that we haven't been there yet, been there back there yet.
well, think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Apollo 11, 12, 13 didn't make it, which the launch that happened today, what's the spacecraft?
Artemis.
Artemis. Artemis is basically doing the Apollo 13, you know, doing the slingshot to come back around. So, but then 14 through, I think it was 16 or 17, whichever one, because they ended up making a cheesy sci-fi movie like Apollo 18. This is why we never went back. And it was corny as shit. Let's be honest. That thing was corny as fuck. But no, what more were we gonna get out of it? Oh, we went up there. We explored these craters. We took scoops of dirt. We went ahead and grabbed a couple rocks. Oh, we played some golf. We planted a flag. What else could you do at that time? I mean, with the limited amount of technology that we had, I mean, it's amazing how the technology that they used to get there at the time. Now we're setting up where we do have the ability. I mean, when I was at South by Southwest back in 2016,
Hmm.
that was during the launch of the private get something to the moon initiative that Google had launched. You had Google had put out a bounty that you would get X amount of money for self launching and making to the moon a device. And it was big news. You had all these different companies, all these different private groups trying to build a projectile that could make it to the moon and
I think I would
successfully
like to
land.
see. I would like to see another moon landing. In my lifetime, I would like to see it.
I do too.
I think that'll be a major event, and I think that it'll play a big part in uniting the world. Instead of having multiple countries, I think that's something that can unite the world, even if it's just for one moment.
Yeah.
Huh?
Womp womp. I don't. I think it's just going to cause more of a divide because who can be
come
the
on,
second
Murph.
people in the new age to land on the moon, especially if it's the dark side of the moon where it is like extremely cold. We don't know how dangerous it is over there, and that's what this whole mission is about, is seeing what's on the other side of the moon. And if
Murph, you
you
know what
ask
was on
me,
the other side
I
of the
think Dick Cheney is on the other side of the moon. Dick Cheney got his fourth heart. He
Oh,
never died. They
Jesus.
shot him up into space, and that's where you can find Dick Cheney is on the dark side of the moon. All right.
Does
You
he
know what's on the
does
dark
he
side of
have
the
his
moon.
shotgun? Does he have his shotgun?
He never used a fucking shotgun. He shot that old man with a fucking rifle, bro. He
Okay.
was gonna kill that guy. All right.
You know what's on the other side. You saw the Transformers movies. You know
I
what's over there.
don't think the continuation of space advancement is going to bring the world together, because any type of space expansion from here out is going to be about gaining resources. And the whole idea is going to be, how fast can we get to Mars so that we can start drilling, baby? Because you know what
Mhm.
matters to these billionaires? Fucking money. And when the resources here on Earth are fucking dried up, why not send some fucking poor people over to Mars to go dig up dirt for them? And that's what it's gonna be. Every
Sounds
fucking
like Total
sci-fi
Recall.
film you ever watched about colonizing Mars and creating fucking like intergalactic like space force labor is going to come true. All because they want to go see what's on the dark side of the moon. We know what's on the dark side of the moon, fellas. A whole bunch more fucking dirt. That's what's over there. And there ain't nothing
Maybe
else.
plutonium.
Elon Musk needs cobalt so he can run his Teslas, and that's what we're gonna go find,
Oh,
okay?
Jesus. No, but you do know that, like, there are a lot of things on Mars and the moon that people have claimed for years that, pictures taken in the 60s, the 70s, and even in the 80s, like the face has been proven to just be an optical illusion. It is a
Pareidolia.
photography, illusion that our brain has tricked us into seeing those things.
Yeah, and sadly, that is, you're right. It's all about resources and money. But I would
Mhm.
like to see a damn moon landing. Damn it, I want to see it, and I want to be able to look out my window and look at the moon and see shit landing on it. I don't want to see somebody's broadcast. I want to see it with my own eyes. And that's that. So
I
we talked about
personally want to go on a fucking cruise before I die. But, I think we'll
a
see.
cruise.
Yeah, I think we will see a moon landing before I go on a cruise. Because I have heard how fucking expensive those goddamn cruises are. And let me tell you, I think that the government will get somebody back to the moon before I ever put out money and literally,
They're not even that fucking expensive, bro. Stop the bullshit.
bro,
Just go on a fucking cruise,
I
bro.
have looked
It's like
into them.
Warpath,
A
bro.
couple $1,000, like back in the day, it was like, okay, it was like $1,000 for the room. Then you got to get the drink package, and if you don't get the drink package, then you got to pay for your food. If you get the food and the drink package, that's an extra $750. and then you got to have a passport and blah 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 blah, and it's like, good God,
Yo,
this
you just
shit
got to do
racks
it, bro.
up.
Just fucking do it. Just do it, bro.
It's in Houston and staring at the fucking walls all day, bro. Shit, put me on a cruise. I'll fucking deal with it.
Hey, hey, check it out
I
though.
think it's worth
We'll
it.
get a moon landing before we get GTA 6.
No shit. Holy fuck. And I called that one. I called it when they put a date on it. I said, nah, no. I was like, it'll be another year, another 6 months to a
Hey,
year.
straw,
Everybody's like,
straw chat.
no, they put it.
Hey,
Oh, go ahead.
straw chat. Thanks for the $5. He says the moon being orbitally locked to Earth is strange enough. Who built the moon? Is a book that goes into all strange correlations with the moon. That's true.
Exactly. And there is, oh my God, that just reminded me. There is, yeah. I think that's the
The
book,
hollow
Straw
moon.
Chad.
The-
No,
yeah.
there's a book that the government classified about like the government's dealings in the moon and how it was built. And it was finally unclassified, and you can read it now. And it's this dude that the fucking government basically has labeled as completely insane, and they put him in jail because of this book, because it leaks so many government secrets.
So, what's the name of this book, young man?
Actually, I think I have it in my Google Drive.
Oh, he's looking that up. I want to thank y'all for being here with us. It's a tremendous occasion. Hit that like button. We still got a member go to free to Grace. Just saying. But
That's right. If you want to free the Greys, just help us get some whatevers,
Gifted member.
Help us. Fit check. Hey, Abigail Guts. She keeps saying, fit check, Murph. I'm in my pajamas.
There'll be no fit checks today, brothers.
You know what, Abigail Guts, if you are in the Discord, and I hope you are, and if you're not, become a cash cow and you can join the Discord, and maybe I'll throw outfit check up tomorrow. Listen,
in the Discord.
In the Discord. I almost was late today because I had Pilates today, and it's just fucking coming home, be home for 45 minutes, change, go to Pilates, and come here. I was like, I'm taking a quick shower. I was like, I'm nasty, I'm dirty, I got the day on me. Plus, like, after I get done here, I just want to, like, relax. So I was like, I'm just going to put on some comfy pajamas.
So the book is called Penetration, and it's the question of extraterrestrial and human telepathy, and it's by Ingo Swann. And it's very well discussed. And there's a line in here that, there's a section in here that talks about, like, I forget which president it was, being on the other side of the moon, that there's lots of water on the moon. You just can't see it from the top. It's down towards the bottom, underground, but I forget which president it was about. It's been a while since I read it, but it is a real, actual book. And it's talking about the telepathy between extraterrestrials and humans. Great read. It sticks with you. But basically the ending is talking about, a lot about, is consciousness individual or universal? Are we a hive mind, or, is our consciousness truly individual? So
I don't think we're a hive mind. I don't think that we're a hive mind. Not in that respect, anyway. I think that our minds are hardwired for certain things. But I don't think that being a hive mind is one of them. I don't think so.
Okay.
What do you guys feel about, pyramids and who built those and how they were built and, things that were
Do
found on walls? How do y'all feel about that?
you really want to know? Do you
Hell
really
fucking
want to
yeah.
know?
Today is the day. April Fool's Day.
Pyramids are ancient power plants. Now,
Okay.
Twiggy would probably desecrate me or eviscerate me because I said that, but it is the truth. We have seen the truth. It has been well documented that there is no reason for them to be built that way without being set up to generate power. Period.
Okay.
And that it
Elaborate.
ties back to um the ancient astronauts, the aliens. They built them, or they gave the plans to the Egyptians to build them to be able to generate power, and that Nikola Tesla actually figured that out. I mean, he built a giant Tesla coil that could launch clear across the world. Clear across the world. It's there's still a theory that this giant electroshock wave that hit, um, you know, Russia, was basically a beam weapon when he was trying to direct it at the pyramids and energize the pyramids.
Interesting. So your idea is that they were power plants and they generated electricity. I
Hmm.
could see that. Now as far as everything else, I think they were definitely conduits, but I think that they were kind of like landing bays, for, things like that. Do you think we were visited by aliens back then? Do you think that it's just common now? What do you think the correlation and relationship between aliens and those pyramids? Do you think that it's just only for power or is there something more?
Murph, what do you think?
I think they just like the shapes of them.
Come on, Murph. Stop that shit, bro. Come on.
I don't know too much about they were power generators. I do know about like the like little batteries that they have found throughout pyramids. I will say triangles and pyramids, things that are this shape, just don't wear down as easy with water and air erosion compared to like a square or a rectangle, something to do with like aerodynamics. So I think it was just common to build things like this. And you also have to remember, like, when you think about these ancient societies,
Hmm.
what did they have to look on that was great, mighty, and powerful but mountains? And I think they wanted to replicate mountains to put, their pharaohs, their living gods in so that they can always be somewhere and in something that looked powerful and mighty like a mountain. So I think it just comes down to like one, it looked great. Two, it's very representative of like a god or your godlike person that you like worshipped. And I think it also just like does very well like structurally. It's more structurally sound and it just lasts longer than a box.
So, but you brought up that they thought it looked like mountains. The ancient
Yeah.
Egyptians lived in a desert. I mean, they had
Yes,
hills.
but
But was it
you
a desert back
also
then?
was it a desert back then?
I mean, that does play
And we
into the
also let's not also think that they were just stuck in the desert. These are motherfuckers who went and helped conquer other nations and worlds. They are a traveling people. They do have an army. there is evidence that they have traveled by ship down the Nile all the way through fucking Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not pretend like these people didn't travel. We know that they did. We know that they traded with other ancient societies. We know they've there's writings about it. So, I mean, to say that like, oh, they were just in the desert, I think that's a real lack of a real disrespect to them, and saying that they lack otherworldliness, or like they are like uncultured and haven't seen things. Because you got to remember, the Egyptians now are half Greek,
Oh
half
yeah.
Roman.
Yeah.
You know, Cleopatra was a mixed woman, okay? So we got to remember these things. It wasn't just, oh, they sat in the desert. No, they were going places, they were traveling.
I heard she was cute too. That's what I heard.
Most beautiful woman in the world,
I
next
heard
to Helen of Troy.
allegedly.
Allegedly. But I'm going to need to see some proof. I need pictures. Pictures or it didn't happen.
We're not gooning over
No.
historical features.
It's a joke. They are still actually looking for. That is one of the missing mummies out in Egypt. They have yet to find Cleopatra's tomb. They believe they had.
She's gone.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
When the British came, they fucking took everything that they could and they destroyed everything that they could, unfortunately. And you also got to remember there was like this whole thing where like Egypt fever almost in like the 1920s and 30s, where people were paying top dollars to get a piece of mummy to eat. They were eating these mummified bodies, these mummified remains, these mummified fucking pharaohs, bro. So, I mean, if Cleopatra did exist, and her tomb was probably raided, her mummy was probably dismantled and sold off for what is now the equivalent of millions of dollars. So, I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of, like, pharaohs and princesses and kings that we'll never discover because of what happened.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's been proven.
I mean, that's how Mormonism started.
Yes.
Mormonism started because John Smith was a gravedigger. John Smith was selling Indian relics to people. You know?
Interesting. And there's a whole bunch we can dig into, especially from the Egyptian standpoint of things. But I think I want to probably divert the conversation back to aliens and the water. I want to talk about the water.
I know there's so much cool shit under the ocean all over the world that none of us, know anything about. I mean, go ahead, Biggs. I'm just saying, because like I'm thinking about like Easter Island. Easter Island's out there in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the ocean, and you got big giant heads. Well, why?
Maybe somebody was just stoned and they just was like, fuck it.
Oh,
we need heads on this island.
Biggs,
It could be anything, bro.
You're gonna make bigger than human heads, and freaking.
I think the heads do have bodies. I think they're below the surface.
They were supposed to be representations of the original ancient astronauts or aliens that came and visited the was it Mu or Lemuria? I think it was Lemuria, the Lemurians. What are you laughing about?
Because Abigail Guts said Joseph Smith, not John Smith, Murph. Listen.
Boom. They fact checked you
fucking guided
too, bro.
me. Who
Joseph
cares?
Smith is
one
a great
kissed
digging liar.
Pocahontas, the other one just dug her up and sold her. So
I mean, those gold tablets were supposed to be fantastical, but yet nobody can find them. They're hidden, just like all the Mayan gold that is hidden in the Uintas of Utah over by Skinwalker and Blind Frog Ranch. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. Aliens are
Skinwalkers are
not
real.
Nephilim.
Aliens no, but skinwalkers are real.
Yeah, we've got one in the LCU. Her name's Gidgey.
He's not a fucking skinwalker.
You haven't heard the song? Gidgey is a skinwalker.
Do I want to hear that song?
It was on
The last
crack.
time somebody played a song for me, it was very weird. I don't want to do that again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was you and that weird Twiggy song.
Oh, you mean
That
Booty
Twiggy song is
Slayer?
crazy.
Yeah, don't play that song again.
That is like a
I'll leave.
#1 hit in the LCU.
No.
People request Booty Slayer.
No, it's trash.
Okay, so Biggs, I was sitting in the car with Twiggy talking about that, and I'm like, dude, you do not realize how many people fucking request the hell out of Booty Slayer. And he's like, bro, it's my fucking magnum opus. It's
trash.
You heard it here first, Twiggy. Biggs says Booty Slayer is trash.
You calling them out by name like I'm supposed to be afraid of that shit?
No, I'm just saying. And by the way, Twiggy,
It's trash.
when we were cleaning out the hall, I found your Switch 2 charger. So I've got it safe. Get with me and we'll get it back over to you. So
Abigail, I did not. I haven't seen a lot of things. I have to ask her, and she'll give it to me, I'm sure. Rosie's rap song.
no, I haven't heard her rap song either. So,
maybe
but
Roseanne.
anyways,
I don't know
go
who the
back
fuck-
to what were you going to say about the water, the aliens, and the ocean?
I really genuinely think that Atlantis is real. I think that the whole aspect of mermaids and mermen and sirens and things like that are all sightings of aliens from days past. I think that they are literally aliens and they live there and they know about us, and on a certain level humans know about them. I think that we are living, coexisting, I should say, and it's only because they don't want the regular public to know about it because it's going to cause outrage. I think that the two species are mating. I think that they have been mating, and I think that there are a mix between us walking around here and there now. That's what I think. It's true. Edibles,
Okay.
what? Edibles. Yeah, but I think that's true. There's a lot of fact for something that could be dismissed as rumor. The whole Atlantis thing, the whole story, the whole thing. There's no proof, but there's a lot of proof. If that makes sense to you.
No, it really does. I mean, look, we all know it is a proven fact that our entire planet has shifted and changed. We've lost stuff over the years. We've found stuff that we thought were gone, some of the ancient civilizations that they thought were buried, all the relics, and good example, okay? And this is the nerd in me. Look at Oak Island. They went to Oak Island. They have, for 225 years plus, have been searching for this mystical treasure that's supposedly hidden in the money pit on Oak Island in Nova Scotia. Okay? Now, they've done years and years and years of digging, at least since the 60s. It's been well documented, all the digging they have done there. Right? Nobody's found a treasure. They found scraps of paper. They found wood, blah, 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 blah. But what they're finding is when this newest expedition that unfortunately is kind of tainted by, the History Channel filming it, because there are a lot of people saying that History Channel is planting stuff, but they are finding a lot of historical um, y- artifacts of historical significance about the native people that were there, you know.
Let's just pause right there for a second. And when we get into the aspect of history, um, it is just that it is his story. History is written by the victor. So if there's two cities fighting, right, and one city wins, what are they going to do to the city that they just defeated? They're going to cannibalize it. They're going to take the riches of it. They're going to burn down what's left of it, and they're going to erase it from history so no one else can see it. So you can't go by really what is out in the open in terms of history, because it's all circumstantial. It's all based on someone else's point of view.
Well, correct. But what I'm saying is the History Channel, the TV channel, it has been well documented to, spice up productions.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same. It's just not done on a battlefield now. Now it's done digitally, and that's the thing. If you ever want to really find out what happened, you have to do the research yourself, because anything that's readily available is heavily doctored. And that's even with American history. It's the same. All of it. It's his story. It's history written by the people who won the wars. That's what it is.
correct. But the point I was trying to make is that, while there's things to be found, you know, sometimes the actual true discoveries or treasures are the artifacts that were left behind, that the things that you're discovering more the about the world, and how it was, you know how it was explored before documented history. So, and Dance Montech, welcome to Band World. Uh, and Jenna 3186 brought up the place that I was thinking of, Gölbekli Tepe. That was the ancient civilization that they found in the Middle East. They thought it was lost forever, and it's one of the oldest cradles of life out there.
Interesting. So I think a lot of the treasures that people are digging for and they're looking for are not where they geographically and historically should be located. I think that they were taken and they were absorbed into a more richer country or culture. So let's say whoever defeated them took all of those riches and moved them. So they're not going to be where they're digging for it. So that's why they've dug for years and years and never found anything, because they went to whatever country defeated them and brought upon their downfall.
Well, and then you take into account that during the Middle Ages and during the Crusades, you had the Templars, who started as a force for collecting taxes and money, and became one of the most powerful societies within Europe that there was, to the point where the King of France owed the Templars so much goddamn money that he did not want to pay back, that the motherfucker imprisoned them all and killed most of them. And it is historically documented that that is what happened, and that's why you get the Rosicrucians and all these offshoots. And there were a few that went underground, but you still hear people talk about the Templar treasures that are missing.
I
So,
do. I agree. I agree with you. And that's the thing. Society, historically have and has been filled with so many, battles and changings of power, that everything is muddled. you'll never find things where you left it. And eventually, today's societies, well, it's going to happen. Then it's still happening. People are being displaced, and things are being stolen or misappropriated or taken into private vaults. The same thing with the Illuminati or the Templars. They took things and put them in their vaults, and that's exactly what happened. And you'll be surprised. You probably find, artifacts from, Egyptian things that are lost forever. They're probably in some vault underneath France somewhere, and you'll never know. But
Oh
there's
yeah.
people out there who know where it is. But it's safer to keep that stuff hidden away.
You know who knows where
Well,
it is?
speaking about being lost,
Are you going
I
to talk about
found
Lost?
no, I found that somebody's sitting in our members waiting on Discord.
It's Vince.
Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Beetle
Hello.
Pins, you are live on Lolcow Alpha.
Hello. I still
Hey.
don't.
Beetle Pin.
Hello. We were talking about Egyptian stuff, and it triggered my autism, and I needed to share.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You can share.
So when you guys were talking about the the mummy mania, I wanted to bring up that it wasn't just eating the mummies. One of the other things they used is they turned it into paint as well, mummy brown, and it had like actual corpses. And then it was also used as fertilizer, and it was also burned as fuel too. So there is a lot of uses for mummies, which is why Cleopatra is probably long gone. And it was also like because mummies were very prized, and once it reached Western and Europe, so those were also thing. And then you have to keep in mind how many fake relics there are.
Yes.
Like, people would just grave rob and then turn them into fake, and claim it was an Egyptian mummy. It's crazy.
Very crazy. And thank you for stepping up and coming to talk to us. You're one of my favorite people, by the way. This is Beetle Pins. Very, very skilled at doing things like this behind me. Very, very helpful, very friendly. If you guys see her in the Discord, please wave to her and say good things to her. Very, very sweet person. One of my favorite people.
But yeah, also about the Mariana Trench, all of the creatures there are very alien. I do not believe that they came here from evolution. There's no way. Have you seen the creepy guy with the eyeballs that are like translucent above their head and they glow in the dark, and that's how they see? There's no how we don't know the evolution train of these things. How can they be part of the animal kingdom if there's no evolution trail?
Yep, I agree. But I'm crazy because I think aliens live in the ocean. I agree with you though.
They
I
do.
feel you.
Like, sure, there's some that we could say were definitely evolution, like the deep sea giant isopods. We have a clear evolutionary line of those. But then, and we also have the found frilled shark, which also matches evolution lines. But then you just go from that to the weird ass jelly eyeball creature, and we're like, okay, yeah, this is totally normal.
And jellyfish. And jellyfish. Let's talk about jellyfish. Where are your organs, jellyfish?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
If you want to talk about that, where the fuck did mushrooms and fungi come from? Because
there we go.
We really don't have a footprint for them either. But maybe that these are just things that are the starting links of something, and we get to experience them as the starting links for the beginning of their evolution. Because it could be that too. It could be that these things have a timeline that is beyond us as the human race, and we just don't know what their ending link will be.
You know what
So
I
it could
think,
also
Big
be
Murph?
that.
You know what I think, Big Murph? I think you're a government op.
Government
That's what I
op.
think. You're lying to us.
Limited Spoons. This is a friend of the channel, Beetle Pins. Okay, and one of my favorite people here. And she had enough courage to step up and want to share what she was thinking, and I thank her for it, and I really appreciate her for it. So thank you.
But yet, we also have parasitic mushrooms too. That could be very alien. There's these parasitic mushrooms that can actually. It's basically a zombie virus for insects. They'll like
Yes.
enter the stream and then they'll
Yes.
grow out, and the ants are still alive while the mushrooms are growing out of them, and then it spreads.
Yep. And
It
then there are other bugs that hatch inside of other bugs and eat them. It's very crazy.
yes. But it's the interesting part about the parasitic mushrooms is that it only affects smaller insects. But what if it's an evolutionary line, like Murph said, that we haven't discovered it, and that's what's gonna be our like zombie apocalypse? Is this mushroom evolving? No one thought about that one.
Well,
The mushrooms are gonna kill us.
yeah. I mean, have you seen The Last of Us? I mean, the
Yes.
fungus can
Yeah, there's a
fuck us.
game where they said the fungus created some sort of a zombie apocalypse in that game. Pretty decent too, if you play
Yeah,
games on Beetle Pens.
I do. I play a lot of. I have too many. It's a problem. I, but yeah, these parasitic mushrooms, there's like I'm pretty sure they found like evolving strands too, if I remember correctly. Because
Yeah.
the zombie fungus, there's over 600 species of them, so they are all different.
And they all have different effects on, us and whoever eats them
Mhm.
and the environment. So it's very, very strange. And
The
now I'm
creepiest.
worried about them.
Oh no. The creepiest parasitic I can think of is we have so the I know I'm sorry, I know a lot about bugs and parasites.
You never have to
There's a type
apologize.
of
Don't ever apologize. No,
Mhm.
you're okay. You're fine.
there's my cat is annoying me. He says, "How dare you?" There's these zombie parasites and that are worms that affect praying mantises. And they're these little black worms. They're not horse worms. I can't remember the names of them for the life of me. But
Are you
basically,
talking about the ones? Yeah, the ones
they
that if you put
crawl
them in water.
inside. Yeah, and what they do is they will literally take over the brain of a praying mantis and pull it into water
Yes.
to drown, so then they can hatch. And it's like there's too many bug parasites that can take over the body, and I'm like, when is it us? When
Did it already happen?
did it already happen?
Biggs,
You got to think
K
about things
Bear
like
in
that.
the chat is upset at the member goal that you suggested to unlock the grays. She is having herself a little fit in there, saying that we're being greedy and that we're scamming. Just like we scammed the other night when we set a goal to unlock them and then locked them right back up, on our
That
boss's
wasn't on
orders.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one wasn't on
Oh
us.
yeah. You gotta love that. They everybody thinks they know exactly what's going on.
Well,
Mm,
everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna silence K Bears. It is what it is. You have the right to feel how you feel, and I'm sorry if you think we're scamming. And the goal, it helps our channel. And at the end of the day, we are here to set certain goals and meet certain goals. So it's
correct.
not like we're trying to do it on purpose or anything like that. And if it offended you, I do apologize to you because I didn't want to offend you. Now, if I wanted to offend you, you'll know. But it is what it is. Cool. You got that. I apologize.
Yeah, we were
Thank you,
given
Mamas, for the gift membership, by the way. Mamas for.
absolutely. So,
But yeah,
uh,
that's my knowledge I wanted to spread. I can go now.
Well, thank you, Beetle Pens, for stepping up, and I appreciate your knowledge. You're welcome to share anytime you feel that you want to, okay?
Thank you, and make sure to tell your wife that I love her blanket.
I did tell her. I told her the other day, and she said thank you, and I told her to make me another one, and she said no.
Listen, Listen, I'll share her all my patterns, okay? I got a really cute Care Bear sweater that you can crochet, and the belly is like a pocket. I'll send it to you, man. It's just easy.
Heck yeah,
Okay.
definitely, because I'll send it to her. I'll tell her, but she refuses to. I don't know, but
Oh,
thank you.
okay. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome,
Bye.
Beetle Pins. You know
Thank
you're
you for
always
coming.
welcome.
Thank you. All right, goodbye.
Good people, very good
Yes,
people.
very
Yeah.
good. She has
she's
called
very
in quite a
supportive.
few. Yeah, she has called in quite a few times, and every time it's with very specific information. So
Hmm. And she's very talented. She's very talented. Some of the things she's shared since I've been here, this short time, she's very talented. All right. So K Bear basically said they want us to lower our membership. It's based on our channel size and our viewer size. I agree. I will take that into consideration next time, guys. This is my first goal. Sorry.
yeah, and
Clutching my pearl.
unfortunately, we only have 30 minutes left, and honestly, I mean, it's not going to be like we
Yeah.
do on Gay, where it's
Bust a
changing
nut!
the gun
Whoa!
every 5 minutes.
Whoa! They
All
shut you
right,
up, brother.
squad.
Bustin' nuts!
Free them.
I definitely will.
Thank you, squad.
Crazy squad.
Squads
That's
is fucking
insane.
OG. She is OG.
Holy shit, woke me up out of my days. God
Mhm,
damn.
mhm. I
But
think
yeah,
I would like to do a stream like this maybe once a week, but I want Murph to tell us about serial killer stuff. You guys
Serial
don't know.
killers.
She has an amazing brain, and I just want to share it with you guys, yo. Like one night she was sitting here telling me some stuff, man. It's some stuff, but we'll talk about that behind the scenes to see what we can bring y'all. But
hmm
I had fun tonight. But oh, she got that look. Did I do something wrong? Don't shoot me.
What?
I don't know. You was looking at me crazy.
Oh no, no. It's fine.
Yeah. Am I on?
then what are you looking crazy for? Got them crazy eyes.
That's just how my fucking face is, Phantom.
Don't be
Damn,
fucking
bro.
talking about her face, bro. The fuck?
That's just how my face
Oh,
is.
so you
I
can
can't
do
have
it,
my
but
face.
That's
I'm
the
like
psycho
you.
face.
So you can do it, but I say, yeah. What's up with those crazy eyes? And I'm the bad guy.
Her resting crazy face. You better
That's my
stop.
fucking face.
But I welcome in
It's
Grace. I
just
do
my
apologize, and
face.
also shout out to you. You are so amazing. Thank you for that. All right. What do you guys want to talk about now? I think I'm all out of crazy, insane things about.
I was wondering
I
where
can
you
tell
were
y'all.
going with that. I mean, like legitimately,
edibles, bro.
I was what?
It's the edibles.
It's the
But
edibles.
no.
Okay.
No,
The edibles
No,
got
I-
down the rabbit hole of conspiracies.
I'm
or
gonna
the
tell you
tunnels.
guys. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, okay? And this is a story that I really consider to be true, and it happened to me as a child. And it's very crazy, but I swear to you that to my account, all of this is true. When I was a kid, there used to be a grocery store about maybe 10 blocks away from me where I used to go to bag groceries to make money, okay? And I was about maybe 11 or 12. Now, mind you, I didn't have a growth spurt until I was like 14 or 15. So I was a small kid. I was like maybe 5'1" at this time.
Yeah.
So I used to go to bag groceries to make money. And one day, I was walking my way home back down the street, and this was on a Sunday. I remember this completely on a Sunday, right? Now, at one of the major intersections, it's the main intersection where the people would go cross to go to school because there was a high school on one side and it was a traffic bridge on the other. Now, on this Sunday, it happened to be very, very busy traffic wise. And I noticed that it was a guy following me. This was a guy, he was black, of course, he was a tall, skinny guy, and he had on like some big glasses and a low hat. But he was following me, and for whatever reason, I was very scared and panicked. So I'm like basically running, walking very fast to get away from this guy who I thought was abducting me. So I get to this traffic light, and instead of me waiting at the traffic light, there was a crossing guard there. Now, mind you, this was a Sunday. and there's never been a crossing guard there. And crossing guards don't work on Sunday because there's no school on Sundays. So there was a traffic guard there. And this traffic guard stopped traffic and told me to cross the street. And I didn't cross like going the way I was walking. I crossed vertically, to go to the other side to go into a store to get away from this guy. And this traffic guard, she stopped traffic and she let me go across the street to get into this thing. He followed me there and I hid in between the grocery store aisles to get away from him. Now I went back outside to tell them, thank you, for, oh my God, you saved my life. And there was no traffic guard. So I really think that this person was my guardian angel. And I think that without that intervention, I probably wouldn't be here. Because I promise you, there has never been a traffic guard there from that moment ever. And before that moment ever, there was no traffic guard. But for that one particular that moment, there was a traffic guard there. And they did let me cross the street across the busy highway to actually get to safety. And that's why I believe a lot of this stuff that we talk about is always limited in truth, because I think that was my guardian angel. And that's for real.
That's crazy.
That does sound like a guardian angel.
You were about
there.
to get kidnapped, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For real. I'm not joking. And exactly, that was my guardian angel, and they literally got me out of harm's way. And because he followed me for at least a good 3 blocks before, I started noticing something was wrong. And there was never a crossing guard there ever. And it's insanity. It's crazy. Because even after that moment, there has never been a crossing guard there, even during school hours or at all or anything. So that's why things happen.
All these years later, never? That is
Never.
Wild. That is
Never.
absolutely.
And now, nowadays, the schools that were over there are all closed down and tore down now. It's a shopping area now. But yeah, it's crazy. And, that's why I think a lot of the things that we dismiss as, fallacies or jokes or things that we have these stories based on are all based on truth, because I've experienced it. And I know for a fact that I'm not fucking crazy. Not that crazy. If you know what I'm saying, but.
Yeah.
That's an insane story, dude.
Nail Slammer, what the hell are you going on about? Jesus. I know you and I have had battles in the past, but come on. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, and Jim, you're 100% right on that, for real. And, things happen, and I've seen things. I'm 100% sure I've seen, like, a demon entity just hanging out, too, before. But that's for another night. We'll talk about that another night. But there's a lot of things that happen in plain sight that a lot of people don't notice. But it does happen.
Very true. And I have never physically seen a demon, but what I have experienced, which kills me every time it happens, is deja vu. Okay? We've all experienced it.
Mhm.
But, it seemed as I've gotten older, like I'll get into situations or I'll be in a certain place and like it will hit me like a freight train out of fucking nowhere. And I'm like, okay, did I dream something like this, recently, or have I experienced this before? Because it's so strong. Usually you get that deja vu that hits you and then it just kind of goes away and you can usually figure it out. No, I mean, like it has in the, I want to say the past 5-10 years.
At TheNF Atwad stolen super shattered $9.99. Biggs and Murph, red heart emoji. You two and your illness, I can't re-up my membership on here cause of what happened at FC wasn't Alpha, didn't want you to not to know I support you. I see the disrespect that happens too.
Thank you. And we're gonna fix it. It's a long road, but the longest journey begins with the first step. And I think we've made that step. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna be okay with that, guys.
I don't know what the hell they're talking about disrespect that happens too. I've been running this channel since the beginning of October. You guys were added to the channel 2 days before Fat Camp, and I'm being treated like I you've been here since the beginning, and all of a sudden, like, I'm trying to cut you guys out. So I'm trying to
I
understand.
didn't. I'm not treating you like anything, bro.
I know. That's what I'm
You're
saying. I'm
generalizing.
getting this from a lot of people saying that, it's all my fault. If y'all have a problem with Alpha not going during Fat Camp, go take your concerns to Keemstar and tell him that Alpha should have went instead of Bus, and see where that gets you. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I am fucking sick and tired of all the bullshit, because they think I'm weak because they saw me in a different setting. It doesn't need to go on. We're doing a show here, people. If you really feel like you can't re-up your membership, that's fine. That's your choice. Enough said.
I'll just say, but your presence here is enough. Thank you. You don't have to re-up your membership. That's fine. Your presence here is enough. There's no need to even get into all that. Now what was I saying? What were we talking about?
I can't remember.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Let's talk about Murph's obsession with murders and getting away with murders.
I'm not obsessed with murders.
Oh yeah, you're obsessed with murders. Let's talk about it.
I'm not obsessed. Panini, tell them
right.
I'm not obsessed with murder.
Panini,
Yeah,
you
but
can't
you
trick you a
do-
Panini. No, you put Panini down. You're gonna take these allegations.
there is nothing wrong with being interested in true crime. True crime as a genre is very interesting. Getting into the psychology of, a killer or a serial killer's mind is quite fascinating, because there is usually something more to it that triggers that things. Why do you think they make so many movies about, serial killers?
Because we're all serial killers on the inside. Especially
Okay.
Murph. She's a serial killer on the outside.
No, I'm not. I couldn't hurt a fly.
That's what serial killers would say.
Not a single fly. I couldn't even hurt this little panini.
Look, gun to your head right now. Name 2 serial killers.
Ted Bundy, Krasinski.
See what I said? See, I told y'all.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Ted Krasinski. Would Ted
Unabomber?
Krasinski fall? Yeah, under serial killer.
I mean,
I feel like Ted
technically, yes.
Krasinski is more of a terrorist, because what he was doing were terrorist acts, and not so much your typical serial killer like
I
Ted
agree.
Bundy or John Wayne Gacy. I mean, did he create serial murders? Yes. Is he a serial killer? No, I don't think he is, because it was never I don't think he ever did. He, like, how he did things wasn't your normal serial killer.
Yeah, Jenna
Just
says
like the
serial.
remember the DC snipers? Just
Yeah.
like that, So
Jenna says serial is multiple victims, but not at
Correct.
the same time.
Correct.
yeah,
You
he was
could-
like a mass murderer.
They say a serial killer is anybody that has committed a
2 or
murder.
more.
Yeah, 2 or more. Exactly. It could be 20 years apart. You're still technically a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Murph is a serial killer confirmed. I'm a very good judge of character.
2 or more murders with a cool down period between each murder.
I think it's John Wayne Gacy is the clown dude.
Yes.
John
right?
Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
is the clown.
the biggest ones known out there that everybody tends to talk about, you got the Green River Killer, you've got John Wayne Gacy, you've got the Zodiac, you've got Ted Bundy, you've got Eileen Wuornos, You've got Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein. Who's one of the other big ones?
I'm going
I
to go
wouldn't
ahead and
consider Ed Gein a serial killer.
I'm
You
going to
don't think
retract my
so?
statement.
He
Wait
only
a minute.
killed
Hold
2
on. I gotta
people.
retract this. Big Murph is not a serial killer. Confirmed. Phantom is a serial killer. Confirmed. You're the serial killer, brother. You
Oh,
live in
yes.
a secluded rural area. Hmm?
It's not that secluded. I'm like 10 minutes from a big city. Although I do have a back pasture, So,
Hmm. See what I'm talking about? But see, these are the things I would like to talk about. Not every day. It doesn't have to always be drama. Um, in
Oh,
my
yeah.
in my wisdom and my infinite knowledge, I think that being alpha is being able to distance yourself from trivial bullshit, and
Correct.
being alpha enough to be yourself in a climate where it's not okay to be yourself. I think being alpha is making the right decision every single time, not just when people are looking. You make the right decision behind closed doors as well as in the public face. So I think that the alpha decision is not addressing the bullshit that went on at Fat Camp. I think the alpha
Correct.
decision is to go on with our show how we want to see it go on and to do what we want to do without having to put light on that situation because I don't think we need to. I think that
I
it's been
agree.
beat to death already, and I think we all know what happened. And the alpha thing to do would just be to move the fuck on and not even discuss it. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. Everybody's going to have opinions. Everybody's going to take words that were said, actions that were done, but nobody was there 24/7 except for the people that were actually physically there. I could sit here and spin narratives and things like that. Do I want to clear my name? Hell yeah, I do want to clear my name because there is a lot of bullshit going on around there. But at the end of the day, what's it worth? What's it worth? You guys don't want to hear it, over and over and over again. And every time
Yeah.
I can show you proof, it's just somebody goes, "Oh, well, that was made up." That's how the community is. The
I want to
audience
tell you
doesn't
guys
want to
why.
hear it. You know.
I want to tell you guys why I have a long-standing beef with birds. I don't want to talk about the bullshit. I got other things I can talk to you guys about.
Exactly. That's why we have been trying to produce a show, have some good times. We knew it was going to be rough with the shakeup right before Fat Camp, and now that we're back, we hadn't even really gotten a chance to sit down, plan anything out, what we wanted to do for the show. I mean, I was just told, "Hey, we're putting these two on there with you."
Yeah, you better say thank you. They blessed you with us. Murph is a Don bag that she got robbed for yesterday.
Yeah. That and a corned beef sandwich.
Who takes a corned beef sandwich? That's crazy.
I mean,
That's crazy.
Apparently that girl was hungry too.
Hey.
No, she took my dime bag and my $20. I got to keep the corned beef sandwich.
Well, maybe she wanted to go get a roast beef sandwich instead of the corned beef. She needed
she's
the
a hood
$20.
rat. She was doing hood rat shit with her friends. They thought it was funny to rob the white girl outside of the fucking hood deli. That's what they thought it was. I know they went on instant because this was like back in like 2012, 2013.
Yeah. So
why not?
Okay.
I'm still not convinced that you are a white girl. Still not convinced.
I'm not. I'm Italian. What? You
keep saying this white
Italian,
girl
bro.
and shit, but I'm like not convinced you're a white girl. Let's be real, bro. Stop that shit.
Jenna 3186. Yes, if you go back and you watch yesterday's stream, I talked about how I got fucking stuck up for my dime bag and $20 outside of a deli. They took my fucking weed. I was so excited too, because that's when I was back at working at McDonald's. So, those are long days on your feet. So it was my day off. I was like, finally, I can go. I can fucking smoke this shit. I'm gonna eat this sandwich. I'm gonna be happy, have a good day off. And whoever that girl is, whoever you are, I hope you're living a fabulous life. I hope my weed puts you up to your next step. I hope that you're head nurse at Beaumont fucking hospital, bitch. Okay, I hope it was funny for you.
The one that once says Italians are not white. They're Italian, and their DNA shows Nigerian. See, I'm telling you, bro.
Wow,
Telling you.
that's actually
Yeah.
really interesting. That is actually really
Thanks
interesting.
for the $2
Well,
too,
so
by the
it
way.
wasn't until like I think it was like 1930s, 1940s maybe is when the US started to categorize Italians as white, and it was just a political move to make the white population seem larger than the Black, Hispanic, and the immigrant population that was growing at the time. So, in order to like make whites seem like the majority, they just categorize a lot of Mediterranean people. Like Greeks are now considered white. Have you seen a Greek?
Yeah, they're not
Mhm.
white.
Albanians?
They,
Armenians? These are all gay water Arabs, and they're definitely not white. So,
hey, make sure to redirect
Whoa,
this in. Make
that
sure to
is
redirect this in, Phantom.
it is. That is wild. So,
Limited Spoon said they're practically translucent.
I mean, let me put it this way. I mean, what Murph said about the Armenians, I mean, a people that have been known to have gone through a massive genocide, and the way you describe, nah, girl, nah.
what?
I think Serge Tankian would have a few words to say to you about that.
So, Sicilians are dark skinned or black or Moorish Italians. My grandfather is Sicilian. Which is why a bunch of you motherfuckers probably didn't know that I'm actually mixed too. I'm not completely black. So, yeah, I have Sicilian. My grandfather's Sicilian. My great grandfather is actually Irish. My grandmother and my great grandmother are Native American. My father is black, which is why I am black. So I am a mix of a lot of things. So, you know, funny. If you didn't know, now you know.
Oh, I'm just a mix of like all sorts of stuff, you know. But most according to everything that I've checked, most of my blood comes from, you know, the Scottish and Iceland, you know, the Viking era, you know. So got a little bit of Welsh and Irish, you know. But they can actually, my bloodline, they have actually been able to trace it back with DNA proof all the way back to Mesopotamia. So, and there aren't
That's what's
many
up.
people that you can do that still have those traces of ancient blood in you.
I love people. Some of you guys in the chat are so fucking amazing, bro. It's like some of y'all, y'all just don't quit, but some of y'all are fucking sweethearts, bro. I love y'all.
So,
The more you know. I think today is a good day. It's always a good day, you know. And just remember, being alpha does not mean that you have to always address every controversy. Being alpha means you make the decision to better yourself and those around you at every given turn. That's what it is.
that's all I've ever tried to do, you know. So, but with that, you know, we got to be getting you out of here soon. We got to be getting you over to Pitt. Hopefully, by the end of the week, we will have Rewind back. I don't know, though, because I don't know if you saw it, but apparently somewhere I had a video. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But apparently, let's see. Oh, here it is. Let me download it. And I am going to open it, and this will be the last thing before we get you over to Pitt. So this was posted on Instagram earlier, or Insta. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Boom. Let's get it pulled up. And let's add in the audio. Let's see. Audio capture. And we're going to add existing. And where is my QuickTime? There it is. Okay, boom, boom. All right, you ready? And we're going to full screen that. And we are going to hit play.
Jesus Christ, Phantom, come on.
Phantom,
bro.
press the fucking button.
God damn.
Oh, I guess there was no audio. Billy got pulled
Jesus
over.
Fucking Christ.
Yo, is he okay?
I guess so. He's fine now, but yeah, I mean, he's been in the Discord, but yeah, no. So Billy's on his way home from Fat Camp. It's going to take him a little bit longer to get home. He's got to drive almost all the way across the country. And I'd like to see you pull it up that quick, ma'am. I'd like to see you pull it up that quick.
Complicated.
I was
He's like
talking
over
through
here
it.
with the
All right, I'm
thingamabob.
done with y'all. Get the hell out of here. Say your goodbyes. We're going to get them over to Pit.
Appreciate y'all. Get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us,
Alright.
yo. Y'all be easy.
Come along, little one. The night is young. Don't be afraid. Follow me.